The Turning is yet another adaptation of the 1898 horror novel The Turning of the Screw, which will be also adapted into a television series later, maybe later this year after the COVID thing. Who knows when things will actually get released or made anymore, but it's supposed to have uh, been released this year, and that is the second season of The Haunting of Hill House, Mike Flanagan's Netflix series. So we'll see when that comes to light, but we are supposed to be getting yet another adaptation of this story on television. So we'll see. But this stars Mackenzie Davis, and this is about a young governess, aka tutor, that comes to this house to tutor the set of orphans. She really comes there to tutor the young heiress, which is a young little girl who witnessed her parents' death. And while she's there, the older brother, who's probably 15, played by Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things and obviously the It movies, he returns from boarding school and is a total prick. Like, he is that total shitty kid who is mentally unstable and creates hell for her. But while she's there, she starts to believe that the place is haunted, and there, of course, are strange occurrences happening throughout and whatnot. Now, this film was hated, absolutely destroyed. It got an F Cinema score. It has like a 3 point something on IMDb. It's absolutely despised. I was like 50 minutes into this movie and I was like, what's the issue here? Like, it's not great, but it's fine. I like the characters. Now, I will admit, I mean, I am a tad biased because I think Mackenzie Davis is just stunning and I can watch her do anything, and I think she's a great actress. In fact, I think all the performances in this movie are really good. But there's definitely some some crimes committed here, and almost all of them take place in the third act. The third act is an absolute wreck. It's a total fucking wreck. At the end of this, I didn't know what the hell just happened. When it ended, I just sat there with my mouth agape, like, wait, what the hell just happened? Where, what? There's some really weird editing choices in here, too. There's one in particular with a horse chase. Now, they do kind of write things off as dream sequences. In fact, there's even dreams within dreams in here, and they're all used for fake out scares, which I absolutely detest. So that was irking me to no end for sure. But I think that this movie also raises that question that almost anyone who's watching it's going to be screaming at the screen. Why doesn't she just fucking leave? Now, they make the case and kind of dismiss that throughout, and I was able to do that for about, as I said, the first 55 minutes because of Mackenzie Davis's character's relationship with the little girl, Flora, in the movie. And because I was buying into the relationship, because I do kind of fall hook, line, and sinker for a little girl connection, because I'm a father of daughters. So anytime you have those little kid connections with adult figure, and it's sweet enough, if it works enough for me, I'm going to be invested more so than most. But there was a point, and as I said, it came around probably the hour mark where I no longer could accept that she wouldn't leave, that she wouldn't just get the fuck out of there. It just got to the point where you were like, okay, this is far beyond. It's time to go. Like, I get she likes the kids. Whatever. Knock them over the head, throw them in the car, and fucking drive off. But it's just, the film also is set in 1994, which the book was written in 1898. So it's not like it was trying to be period accurate. It's set in 94 for what reason I don't understand. That's odd to me. When you set a movie like this in that time period, I just was sitting there like, well, they still have phones, so they're not like cutting out the like cell phone angle. I like, what's the purpose of setting like making this a period piece? I just don't understand that. Like, it starts with Kurt Cobain's death on the television, and it's clearly set in the 90s. But for what reason? Like, give a reason behind it. Plus, the scares are terrible. They're all just very basic jump scares, setups, no earning tension. The atmosphere is really weak. So that's lame, but also all of the effects, the ghost monsters, all that stuff is generic and terrible looking. So, all of those reasons alone, I completely understand why people hate this movie. But I think what I was more surprised by or let down by in the end was just what a drastic turn it took for me in quality towards the end of this movie. It was so disjointed. And when that end comes, the last 15 minutes to me were like, huh? Wait, what? What the hell's going on here? It's like one of those movies that you watched where you find out later that there was a ton of studio meddling. They only shot so much. The editor had to kind of make do with what they had. And then they throw it in theaters a couple years after it's been filmed, after it's been shelved for a while, and they run it past test audiences and try to edit it the best way they can to get to get it passed as a film, I guess. It's just one of those kinds of endings where you're just so confused by what their intention even was. Like, I kind of get what they were going for. No, I do, I guess, get what they were going for. But what an odd way to try to get there. Like, I just felt like there was potential here for sure. Because as I said, I thought the acting, the performances from Mackenzie Davis, from their live-in maid, whatever you want to call this woman, I thought she was really good. I thought Finn Wolfhard was solid as the little shit, the Macaulay Culkin good son kind of kid in the movie, the young girl who plays Flora in this. They're all good. Also, she goes there to tutor. She goes there for a job, and I don't feel like she's ever doing it. Like, I don't even understand what her purpose there is half the time. Like, I guess she's their caretaker, she's their nanny, but she's there to tutor. And there's almost none of that going on in this movie. I just kept losing sight of, like, why she was even there. Like, I actually had to look back at the beginning and be like, wait, why was she there? Oh, yeah, tutor. Okay, got it. Because, yeah, there's just no focus on that. And then there's so few characters as well. And you just kind of lose sight of, reality. Because that's just it. This is one of those movies where you are asked to suspend an immense amount of disbelief here. You just gotta go, okay, that's just how this is. Okay, so there's no one else. Okay, so this is just how she reacts to things. Oh, okay, so she just won't leave. Oh, okay, so it's so much at so many points. But for me, that really mostly just happened in the last, 30 minutes. Not to say the rest of the film is anything special. It isn't. But it wasn't a 3-point something or an F for me at that point. Weirdly, some of the best stuff in this movie is actually during the credits, and it's very mild stuff. It's just like a hand running across a wall with music playing, and then some imagery. But for some reason, that all really was kind of, I don't know, appealing. Like, I was watching that like, oh, I really like this. This is kind of relaxing and cool, and like, I dig this. But it was like I couldn't shut the movie off, because when it ended, I was just sitting there like, that was it? Wait, what? What just happened? And as the credits were rolling, I was just kind of, running it through my head. But as I was sitting there watching, I was like, I really like these credits. These kind of cool. Like, I wish the film had this kind of style to it, but it doesn't. man, the ghosts, all that stuff, terrible. It's terrible. And please, that fucking horseback riding scene. I guess at the end, it kind of ish makes sense, and I don't want to spoil anything. I mean, it's a pretty bad movie, so I don't think anyone's really going to have anything spoiled. But I see what they were going for, but they just failed on getting there. Anyway, yeah, not a good movie. As you all have suspected, this is one. But I just watched Fantasy Island right before this, and that was another hated movie that I really enjoyed. So I was like, oh, good. And I think I'm going to watch like The Grudge next, which everyone hated as well. And I'm sure that's probably another one I'll dislike. But we got to say, you never know. I'll see you soon. Adios.